to today's episode of Minding Your Mental Health. We talk about mental health, the importance of inclusion. We share why we should be kind. We hope to see you each and every week as we talk about the topics that are shaping mental health today. Our topic today is about the connection between social media and mental health. So whether you're here live or on replay, let us know where you're tuning in from. How you doing today, Rob?
Not too bad. It hasn't reached 110 yet, so we are good.
All
That
is
hasn't
good.
happened before, so
Yeah, it's amazing what becomes okay when we say it's only 100 and it's comfortable out there, right? All right. We have this is an important topic that we're going to talk about, and it's about social media. And so we're going to start from a historical perspective. So why don't we just jump in and talk about social media and when it started? I mean, for those of you who are watching, tuning in right now, and I see we have a couple people who are tuning in, let us know where you're tuning in from. When we say social media, many of us say, well, that's Facebook, or social media is this. So, Rob, let's talk about historically where social media started, because it didn't just start yesterday.
no. Well, coming at it from a kind of hatred against it, but I will do the kindest I can towards the history.
Oh,
So apparently this started back in 1997, so do the math. That is a fairly long time. I can't do the math, so I will let you guys. I'm going to really only do two because these are the two that I know most of, though the first one I learned through you and through Krista. LinkedIn. So that one came about in 2002. The numbers on this particular graph go to almost 800 million last year, from '09 being at only 42. So that has jumped quite a bit. Keep in mind, however, 99, if not 100% of the people on there are mostly business people,
right.
as this is
A business platform. It's more of a
exactly.
business platform. It's not the kind of
But
Rob. It's not
I
the
mean,
kind
it is cool though because I've read some articles, I get to learn some things,
of,
so
right,
it's an
right, of course.
interesting little guy.
Yeah.
Now, the second one that I use from '06 is Twitter. According to this, though, however, it's not as hot as it was numbers wise. Apparently, in 2017, their numbers went from, I guess, like a 15 billion to 4, so they lost. But for those who use it, you'll know that it's a conversation piece, and it's cool for a lot of things. You can look at pictures, you can chat, you can make new friends if you want.
Right.
And those are the two that I only do now for personal reasons.
Right.
But those two are very different, but one and the same, because LinkedIn can also be said as a good conversational piece,
Right.
if you are connecting B2B.
Right, exactly. So let's flesh that out a little bit. So LinkedIn, as you said, is very much a business platform, and what that means is that if you go over to LinkedIn, you're going to see a lot of business owners. Right, they're there whether they're entrepreneurs, small business owners. There's corporations. People go there if they're looking for a job. They can find other people that are looking for people to staff. So that, that a lot of people are just on LinkedIn. They don't do any other social media. In fact, I think that there would be some that would say that LinkedIn is not technically a social media platform, right? Twitter, obviously, I mean, I use that. I talk about Twitter, and I made you laugh yesterday, Rob. Twitter is sort of like being at a bar. And why do I say that? Well, lots of noise, right? A lot of conversations going on all around you, and you can either jump into the conversation or step away because it's too noisy. We also have Facebook, and we have YouTube, and we have Instagram, and we have TikTok, and we have Pinterest. There used to be Friendster. And Krista said, she thinks social media, she immediately thought of MySpace, which I believe it's still around, but I don't think it's obviously used as much as some of these other platforms. And also Facebook, we kind of want to say Facebook is kind of like for the older people at this point. The younger generation has moved away. So it's been around for quite a while. Friendster was the very first one. So if you remember Friendster and you're tuning in right now or even on replay, raise your hand and say, I remember Friendster. I actually had an account. I'm not one of them. I never had a Friendster account. I think it's interesting, though. So let's now kind of dive into this whole social media thing and why and what we can do to make it healthier for each of us. So, the first thing that I want to kind of encourage everyone to do is pick the one that works for you. Are you in it because you are staying in touch with your family? Or you want to see cute little dog pictures? Or you want everyone to see what you ate last night? That might be a good place for you to join on Facebook. But maybe not, right? If you're there for business, then you can use Facebook for business because there's an ad program on there. So if you want to promote your business, and in fact, I know a lot of businesses, myself included, that use Facebook for business. And in fact, it's the only reason why I'm on it, to be honest. Same thing for Instagram. If you're a woman and you want to be involved in a social media platform, you might want to check out Pinterest. Pinterest is very female centric. That means when it first started, I don't know if anyone's listening right now, but I remember distinctly going to Pinterest and looking for clothing. Like, what should I wear? What's a good social, like a good party outfit, that kind of thing. So there's different kinds of social media platforms to do different things. The most important thing, though, is to figure out why you're using it. If it's just for social, then you probably don't even want to be on LinkedIn. If it's just for social and you just want to engage with your relatives and whatever, you probably are just going to pick one or two. I mean, that really is the reality of it. So, Rob, you made a point of saying that you use Twitter. And I know you said to me in the past, one of the reasons you like about Twitter is that you can block people you don't want to see. Right?
Yeah, I mean, caveat to all this, I will piss off a lot of people. I hate social media to begin with. There's no reason to be doing it. If I had to pick the lesser of both evils, as
Mm-hmm.
they say, Twitter is fairly easy to use. When I see myself scrolling through dog pictures, as cute as it is, that's when I put the phone down and go do something else.
Interesting.
I love looking at this stuff, but at the same time, yeah,
Right.
yeah, if I had to pick something to use, I guess that'd be Twitter.
Right. And it's funny, obviously we're of different ages. I'm in my 60s, 60, I'm going to be 66. You're in your late 30s or your mid 30s, and different strokes for different folks, right? You like certain things. I like certain things. I actually jumped into TikTok, which I find very funny because I'm not even exactly sure what TikTok does, but it has video, and I happen to be a big, huge lover of video, so I do my stuff over there. So what I'm going to say right now is, do as I say, not as I do. That's the first thing, because I will say you don't have to be on every platform, but I am, and I do it though because of business. And I'm very clear about that. If I wasn't doing business, I would not be doing this at all. So I'm with you on that 100%. So let's get some tips for our viewers. I mean, the first thing that I always suggest is, schedule your social media time. Literally say, I'm going to do social media for this half hour in the morning, and that means I'm going to scroll, I'm going to put some likes, I'm going to put some comments, and I'm going to do it later on. Set limits for yourself, because what happens is that we go down the rabbit hole, and 1 minute it's 2 o'clock and the next minute it's 5 o'clock. And how did that happen? If you're tuning in right now, has that ever happened to you where you go down the rabbit hole? Let us know what some of your favorite social media platforms are, if you have them, or let us know if you don't use social media. Clearly you use something because you're watching us somewhere, whether it's on YouTube or on Facebook or wherever, but let us know what you like and what you tune into. There are some positive things, though, about social media. I know that's hard to believe, but there is, because social media helps you to build relationships, specifically in business. Twitter, when you're on Twitter, Rob, have you made some relationships with other people who are interested in the same thing that you're interested in?
Um, I was actually going to tag out for this one because, to be honest with you, the relationship part, to me, it's a difference between talking and relationship. I haven't met anybody that I would personally go do anything with,
Right.
but I do comment on other people's posts and do that. So I don't know if I'm the best on this one because
Right.
I don't care for that at all, really.
So, Michelle, hey, Michelle, nice to see you on. She only uses them for business. I'm with you on that. I think it's become a rather big challenge at this point. Krista says, I love the idea of setting specific times. Any downtime, it's like open social media and scroll. So yeah, I mean, I can go down the rabbit hole. Even people that I would have sworn would never have done this ever, they go down the rabbit hole too, only because you just kind of get stuck and you get sucked in. Um, but social media, and I get it, Rob. I mean, for you, this doesn't work. But for many people, it does make it easy to find groups of like minded people and make new friends. Now, that can also be a negative thing where you find a group of people that you don't want to be friendly with. Uh, Michelle says, yeah, very protective what I consume and let in. 100%. I am with you on that. 100%. Um, so backing up, make sure you know why you're using it, right? Are you using it for business or are you using it just to stay connected with somebody? And if you're just going to use it to stay connected, then find the platform that everybody in your social community is using and stay on that, right? So, um, I think that we want to prioritize our real life, right? Because social media, I don't know about you, Rob, it's not real life. It's not real life. It's a
Well,
lot of
I will be happy to take off from here.
go for it.
Yes, the two things that I would recommend anything, social media or whatever, put into perspective what you got to get done, what should be done,
Right.
and leave the rest on the sideline. Of course, every video says by the end of the day, put it down, which is obviously very
Right.
good. But generally, that goes into the prioritizing. Pick what you got to do. Now, like I do my 2 videos daily. So when I'm on YouTube, morning, afternoon, pretty much done. Throughout the day, if something crosses my mind, if I get a good idea, I'll scroll in, pop something in my notes. But again, that's my notes, not my social
Right.
media. So there's a difference there.
Right.
But I would say, of anything that was been said so far, it's the priority. If you can't distinguish, then you might have a problem
Right.
with what you're doing.
Oh my gosh, that's like right on the nose on that. So you
Awesome.
don't want social media to take away your focus from the important parts of your life. So one
Right.
of the things you can do, and this is a great tip, on your phone, on your notifications, let's say you have apps on your phone for Facebook and Pinterest and YouTube, whatever it is, all of those things, you can identify how you want to be notified. So that's number one, like such an important tip. I don't want to be notified all day long that somebody liked my post or shared my post or did something or made a comment. So I don't have any notifications on my phone at all. I have to make the effort to go in, see what's going on, and then log myself out. So I'm going to encourage people get those notifications set up. What works for you? Now you might be the kind of person that wants to just have notifications one time a day. You can do that. So go ahead and set that up. And also, next, create a safe social media space for yourself. And Rob, you already said it. Unfollow those accounts that you don't want to be with. There's a lot of stuff going on in social media today, as we know, and it can cause a lot of things and a lot of uncomfortable feelings that we don't want to feel. So you know what? It's okay. Unfollow somebody, and guess what? They won't know. The way these platforms work, you can unfollow somebody and they'll have no idea. So if you're one of those people that is a pleaser like I am, and I go, oh my gosh, if I unfriend them, they're going to not like me anymore. They're not going to know, and it doesn't matter. And quite frankly, it really doesn't matter if they're not going to like you anymore. If you don't want to be their friend, it doesn't matter if they don't want to be your friend either. So, most importantly, as you said, Rob, at the end of the day, put it away. Or in the middle of the day, put it away. Social media is not the be all and the end all of things. Michelle says, yep, agreed. Oops, same for your phone, just as disruptive as you let it be. Agreed. And you also said, Michelle, notifications are my gatekeepers. I love that. They are. Notifications are definitely a gatekeeper. All right, so as we end towards the end of our show, I want to make sure that we let people know how to connect with a resource if they're having trouble. You can go check out NAMI at nami.org. That's the National Association of Mental Illness. And you can also check out NIMH, which is a governmental organization, which is the National Institute of Mental Health. And finally, which this is pretty new, this is actually something that just happened within the last couple of months, and that is 988. If you're having some struggles, you need to talk to somebody,
And
call
really
them.
quick, this actually also is for veterans too. I just learned today that if you're a veteran, 988 will actually help you as well. So
That's good to know. Thanks, Rob. That's good to know. Any last minute thoughts as we get ready to say goodbye? We're really thrilled that you joined us today. You can follow, I got a comment coming in. It's great to see you too, Michelle. Thank you so much for joining us today. You can follow Rob on his website at altereduniverse.live. You can follow Rob on LinkedIn at Rob Glasser. You can follow him on YouTube at Altered Universe. And finally on Twitter at Altered Universe 1. If you are a nerd and you're a geek and you are just dying to have a nerd or a geek top or a hat or, I don't know, a teddy bear, go check out Rob's Nerdy Shop at staynerdy.shop. Go out, give somebody an awesome day. And next week when you join us, we're going to be talking about a fulfilling life, how to have a fulfilling life. That's going to be a lot of fun. We hope that you'll join us. And on Thursday, we're doing a Disney show, right? We're doing a Disney show. So if you like Disney, all things Disney, join us on Thursday. Go out, give somebody an awesome day, and we'll see you next time on Minding Your Mental Health. Goodbye, everyone.